The setting was Miami, the 2026 World Cup quarterfinal, England versus Norway. The established storyline for this quarterfinal is a heroic display of traditional English defensive grit. That narrative ignores the evidence on the pitch. Over 120 minutes, a highly tuned tactical system suffered a total structural failure. A squad built around a 6'5" biological weapon was taken completely offline. On the other side, an English squad gutted by suspensions and hamstring injuries, fielding a makeshift, uncalibrated backline. The architect behind this shutdown was Thomas Tuchel. He entered the match with a defensive crisis, missing his starting center-back pairing to suspensions and injuries. A series of deliberate tactical stress tests systematically broke Norway's tactical programming, forcing a breakdown that a 2-1 scoreline fails to fully describe. England's makeshift backline looked out of its depth in the opening minutes at Hard Rock Stadium. This diagram illustrates Norway's initial offensive shape, an asymmetric shifting trap. They coaxed England's centre-backs forward, exposing the space behind the fullbacks. Andreas Schjelderup is key. He drifts into the half spaces, operating precisely outside the vision cones of England's midfielders to hijack spatial blind spots. This positioning created a structural dilemma. If an English centre-back steps up to challenge Schjelderup, they leave a massive vertical runway for Erling Haaland. Haaland's sheer mass forced the backline to drop 3 yards deeper than intended, vacating the edge of the 18-yard box. In the 36th minute, the trap snapped shut. A diagonal pass found Schjelderup on the half-turn in that exact pocket of space, allowing him to launch a dipping strike into the top corner. Norway's tactical system was successfully overriding England's defensive architecture. Haaland's physical gravity forced the English defense to drop deep, breaking their architecture and creating the space for the opening goal without him ever touching the ball. In the final seconds of first-half stoppage time, a microscopic environmental variable reset the match's trajectory. As the English midfield launched a long clearance, the ball made subtle contact with the overhead stadium spider-cam cable. This trajectory map tracks the physical consequence. The micro-contact altered the ball's rotation and shortened its flight path, dropping it 2 yards short of Norway's defensive calculations. Jude Bellingham exploited that moment of hesitation. As the Norwegian center-backs dropped their eyes to track the dying ball, he surged from deep in midfield to score an unmonitored equalizer. Norway entered the locker room with their tactical lead erased by a mechanical variable. Tracking data confirms their physical output dropped by nearly 14% in the following 15 minutes. The breaking point arrived in the 56th minute. A chaotic corner kick resulted in a Norwegian goal, only for the referee to initiate a formal video review. Look at the geometry of this duel. Before the ball arrives, Haaland realizes he has lost his initial step. He extends his forearm 145 degrees into the defender's chest, displacing their center of gravity by 1.4 meters. This was an intentional, calculated push-off to create an artificial pocket of space. Under the unblinking lens of modern video review, it is a blaring infraction. The goal was nullified. The structural fallout was instant. Instead of maintaining their compact block, Norway began to chase the ball with raw anger, breaking their vertical lines and leaving gaping tactical holes in the half spaces. Playing with raw emotion against a tactical pragmatist like Tuchel is the equivalent of pulling the pin on a grenade while it's still in your hand. To exploit the broken structure, Tuchel deployed a defensive cage to shut down Haaland's 14-touch kill screen, a metric where the striker only needs 14 touches per match to ensure 3 goals. In transition, English central midfielders abandoned pressing, dropping into a continuous horizontal wall, blocking vertical passing lanes to Haaland. If a pass slipped through, a centre-back stepped aggressively into his lower back before the ball arrived, denying him space. The tracking data shows the result. Over 105 minutes, the most dangerous finisher on the planet touched the ball exactly 11 times. He was subbed off in extra time with an expected goals total of 0.04. Tuchel didn't win a physical duel. He defeated Haaland systematically by severing his connection to the rest of the team. By the 93rd minute, Norway's defensive line had lost its lateral compression. The squad stood on flat feet, struggling to maintain basic zonal coverage. As England executed a fluid passing sequence, Jude Bellingham drifted silently into the vacant space at the back post to head in the winner. Jordan Pickford pulled off 2 reflex saves in the final seconds to secure the 2-1 victory and finalize the structural collapse. Norway's tactical composure shattered under the emotional pressure of the VAR decision, feeding them directly into the gears of Tuchel's structural grinding machine.
Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and motivate us for bringing more amazing content.